What's good, A&R Family Channel? Your girl is back again with another video, and I'm just chilling today, you know what I'm saying? Just on this lovely day outside in Vegas and all that good stuff. It's very hot today, so I'm just going with the flow right now, you know what I'm saying? So everybody know in Vegas you gotta keep your ass about that heat, because you will pass out if you ain't actually hydrated, okay? So make sure you get your hydration on, get your Powerade, your Gatorade, your water, all that good stuff, and make sure that you're doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? Because your ass will pass out here if you play games, okay? But nah, anyway, y'all. But I'm just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just vlogging today and all that good stuff and whatnot. So y'all about to just go ahead and see what I'm about to come with today, okay? How about that? As y'all see, ain't nothing much going on up in here today. Just me chilling and all that good stuff and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Just decided to come down up in the front room and all that good stuff or whatever and chill up in here. So that's where I'm at. So I don't know if y'all seen the front room area, but that's the other painting right there. Not the painting, but the picture, y'all, that we got right there. It's a 5-piece. There's the Eiffel Tower picture and stuff. Y'all always see these windows right here with the brightness, and then that's the office area right here, y'all. Den. We got the den area over here. Not the den area, but the area, the dining area. That's from me. So got the paintings over there. Y'all done seen that picture over there. We got the kitchen right here, y'all. Y'all can't really see the kitchen too much. This is a kitchen, stove, the nice windows right there. And as y'all see right there, you read that sign right there. What do it say? It says, "Bless our home with love and laughter." Okay. And then I got my faith over there, and I got my believe over there. You always got to keep your faith and your believe up high. Then we got the front room over there, y'all. And then over here, we got it's another little area where pictures is it right here. Let me show y'all this other paintings over here. Now, y'all, it's too dark over here. Y'all can't really see this painting, but that's another painting right there. Not painting. Why do I keep on saying painting? Picture. That's a 4-piece picture that I have got. Then we gonna walk back this way. And that's back to the front room right there, y'all. Then it's the bathroom over here. Have bath over here, y'all. Nice little paintings on the wall. And then we got our laundry room in here, y'all. Laundry room. Ain't nothing up in here. Now, y'all, don't be talking about the color of the laundry room, okay? And I just changed this out, so. The front room. The stairs right there, y'all. Yeah, this is the garage area right here. It's got the cars up in here. Got the truck right here. This is our big baby right here, y'all. This is our big baby right here, baby. It's our big baby right there. Then we got the whip over here with the car. Gotta have your car. So, yeah, y'all, as y'all can see, I'm not doing much out here, just chilling on this hot day. Everybody outside today, I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? It is super hot out here. As y'all see that I am in a garage, so I'm chilling right now. I don't really have nothing to do today, so I don't know if I'm going out or whatever, basically to the store or whatnot. I really don't plan on it, because like I said, it's hot. And even though I got air conditioner, but still, it's still damn, it's hot shit. But y'all, this is not even like what it's gonna be like really soon. Like it's gonna be super hot. Like in the next month, it's gonna be super duper hot, y'all. Like I'm talking about like 115, 112 and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, and above. It's gonna be super freaking hot out here in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? That's just what we do. We the desert, you know what I'm saying? We the desert state. Y'all, today is April the 27th, okay? Yesterday was April the 26th. I had a very hard day yesterday. I had to work yesterday, but then on top of it, I was just basically just thinking, you know what I'm saying? Thinking about life and everything that you have going in life and all this type of stuff. And the only reason why it made me think yesterday was because yesterday was the day my daddy died. Yesterday was the day that he left. And I'm trying so hard to not cry, but it's just too hard because I miss him so much. Okay, hold on, y'all. I gotta get myself together. Hold on. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, I had to get myself together. I hate crying. I hate crying with a passion. You know, even though it's supposed to be good for your soul and all that stuff, but I hate doing it. But sometimes it just be so overwhelming that you just cannot hold it inside. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people understand where I'm coming from. But like I was saying, yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of my daddy passing. He passed away April the 26th, 2018 at 7:46 p.m. I was on my way back to the hospital. I had been there with him overnight. My daddy had a tough battle going along. But the thing about it is he was so healthy. He was so healthy, y'all. He was so healthy, y'all. I swear to God. My daddy was 89 years old. Okay. He lived his life to the max. He lived his life to the fullest. He enjoyed his life. He enjoyed people, everybody. You know what I mean? He was the type of man that you can count on. He was the type of man that will give you his last, you know what I'm saying, out his pocket. For what? For no reason. Just because that's the type of heart he had. Okay? You won't run into too many people like that these days because everybody is out for themselves, basically. You know what I mean? And that's why I cherish the type of man that he was and the type of man that he brought me up. I mean, the type of woman that he brought me up to be, because I learned a lot from him. Okay? I got a lot of values from my daddy as well as my mama. And that's why I cherish everything that they ever done taught me in life, because it done made me a better me, okay, for myself. Not for nobody else, but for me, okay? And I will always honor and cherish that through the thick and thin, through the end of time, all of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You give credit where it's due. But, y'all, my daddy was in perfect health. Now, when y'all hear, like, the age of 89, y'all thinking, like, dang, how old was he when she was born? Y'all. Now, my mama, she loved her some, you know what I'm saying? She loved the old ones out there, you know what I'm saying? She was a little hot, little tot out there, you feel me? But, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that she did meet my daddy. And I'm glad that he took care of her. You know what I'm saying? He will do anything for my mama, okay? Anything. He didn't care who the hell she was with, okay? He would bust his ass and bend over backwards for her. Now, that's a real man. You know what I mean? For real. Now, leading up to the day where he passed, I didn't see none of this coming, y'all. Honestly, I didn't. Y'all seen what I had in my kitchen. Faith and belief. I keep my faith up high, okay? Super high. And I always believe into the unthinkable, okay? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to believe in the unthinkable, because you know what, God is, God work in mysterious ways, and He make anything happen, and He better anybody, and He will fix anybody. He will heal things that you think that will never ever be healed in life, okay? But this man is amazing, okay? And I thank God for what He did for my daddy, because the thing about it is He kept him here for all these years so I can be able to spend time, grow up, and know the real meaning of a man. He taught me things to the point that no one could ever, ever make me forget or make me think differently. Okay? Now, my daddy was in the hospital for like about 2.5 months, y'all. And when I tell you this, I fought to keep him in the hospital, y'all. When they was sitting up here telling me that his medical or whatever only paid for so many days or whatever, 12 days or whatever, 11 days for him to be in the hospital. No. Y'all not sending him nowhere. Y'all gonna make sure he get better, or y'all gonna fix the issue. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna sit up here and throw somebody off and send somebody home that's not well. You're not gonna do that, because I'm not to go for it. Not with my daddy, okay? I didn't play. I swear to God, y'all, I was his pride and joy. We all was, all his kids. But I would go through the end of earth for my daddy, okay? He better not go nowhere. He better not go walk outside in 115 degrees of weather, because I'm going to be on his ass. For real. He better not, y'all, he better not do nothing without me knowing, okay? And he will always, this is what he'll say, y'all. She always on my back. She always on my case. Yeah, you know why I do that? Because I love you. That's what people do when they love you, okay? They go through the end of earth for you. And that's what I did. And that's what I still continue to do. You know what I mean? Because he's here in my heart. He's here with me. You know, I got his ashes in my office. He's there when I work. He's always going to be with me. Period. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all a story about my daddy, okay? My daddy was a tough man. He was a hard-headed man. And he was a stubborn man. Okay? Now, when he tells stories and he want to get to the point, and he think that he really, really, really know the point, and he want to go back and forth with you. He want to start a debate session, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, no, this did not happen on that day. This happened on that day. I did this. You did that. Woo this, okay? That's what he'll do, okay? He like to debate. And you know, when he used to do that, y'all, I used to let him. The only thing about it is because I liked when he used to do that, because he used to crack me up. Okay, so he kept the sense of humor in me and everybody around him, because anybody could feel his spirit. You know, he just had that type of spirit that would just brighten up a whole room. Okay, that's the type of person he was. He was a blessed man, truly blessed. My daddy was a Mason too. Okay, now I know a little bit about Masons and all that, but I don't know particularly a lot. So I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat and act like I do. Okay, I told y'all, if I'm going to be real with y'all, I'm going to be 110% for real with y'all. And I'm not going to sit up here and be fake. I'm not going to do that, because I ain't no fake person. Okay, now, a lot of people don't know too much about my dad's stories. Now, his first cousin was Dorsey Miller. And for y'all that don't know Dorsey Miller, you might want to look him up. Okay, very, very special man. That was his first cousin too. Dorsey Miller, Cuba Gooding actually played him in the movie Pearl Harbor. Dorsey Miller was the first black man that was actually able to shoot the guns on Pearl Harbor. Okay, and he shot down 2 planes. And back in the day, around that time, y'all know that they did not allow black people to touch guns and all this and this and that, because they thought that we wasn't educated enough to do that, basically. You know what I'm saying? To handle them. But he saved lives that day when he shot down 2 planes. And you know what? I felt honored for my daddy to tell me a story like that and let me know that we was actually related to a person like that. Man, Don't you know I would shout this story out until the end of my fucking breath? Yes. Because it's a part of history, and it was a part of person that I was physically related to. Okay? Now, oh God, y'all. I done threw that crying out the window. I got it out of me, okay? I'm not going to share no more tears because like I told y'all, I hate to cry, and definitely on camera. I'm not going to do it. So that's why I try to sit up here and I think about the good things in life. So then it won't get me down and get me sad. So I think about the positive things and the good things in my daddy's life and what he did. And it keeps me in good spirits, okay? He's the one who keep me going each and every day. Even though my days be tough and they be hard, but yeah, he's watching over me and my family, and man, he ain't giving up. For real, he making sure that we go to the next stage, continue on in life, get older, enjoy our life to the max. For real. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about his in the days. Okay, y'all, it was tough them days. Okay, so he went to the hospital in February, the end of February. He was fine. He came back home and stuff, you know what I'm saying, like around the February 20th. He went back to the hospital. The only reason why I called 911 that night was because my daddy, he was in the first time, he was going through Alzheimer's, okay? He was in the first, I thought it was the first stage of that, but after finding out from the hospital, it wasn't the first stage. It was like close to like the second, third stage of Alzheimer's. So he was having a hard time remembering and kind of keeping things intact the way that he wanted to, okay? And it hurted him so much, you know what I'm saying? Because he was the type of person who, he was independent. He didn't want nobody doing nothing from him. He liked to debate about stuff. He liked to tell people stuff. He liked to teach people, basically, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was about teaching people. And he did a damn good job. So, we're going to fast forward a little bit, y'all. So he went to the hospital that night. And he had bumped his knee, too, on his dresser. So, he had a little scrape on his knee or whatever, too. So, I wanted them to look at that to make sure that it wasn't too bad, and maybe get some medication on it so then it could start healing, right? So he went to the hospital, St. Rose Dominican Hospital, and they checked him out. He was okay. Everybody said that he was good. He was in good shape. His breathing was through the roof, you know what I'm saying? His lungs was open. He was just, he was perfect. So then what they wanted to do is they wanted to keep him 24 hours to evaluate him. And only because he had a pacemaker in his chest. So, and then too with the, sorry y'all, my camera had died. But, y'all, I don't even remember where I had left off it. So I'm just going to continue on, okay? And I'm sorry, but my brain is just not here today, okay? It's really not, honestly. But anyway, we're going to go back to the hospital, okay? So, and I might actually pick up where I left off yet, y'all. How about that? But anyway, y'all, so they kept him in the hospital at Siena for 24 hours, right, to evaluate him, to make sure he was okay. And then the next day, they called me and stuff. And then the next day they called me and stuff and was talking about that they wanted to send him to a rehabilitation center so then they could build his strength. So I wasn't too fond of that at first because I was thinking that it was actually a nursing home and stuff. So then I was like, okay, well, if it's going to help him, then let's go ahead and do it. You see some stuff on that car?
Some bird shit.
Yeah, I had to clean it off. But anyway, so he went there and he stayed there for a little bit. And then like I say like a couple days in, it was okay. He was doing good, back to his happy self, laughing, his same self that he was, basically. And then like I used to call up there like every day, almost every day, talk to the nurses. You know, the nurses, they be bored. You know what I mean? They just be boiling. That's what they be doing. But they be like, yeah, he okay, he doing good, and such or whatever. All his vitals and stuff like that was good. His blood pressure was good and stuff like this. So I was thinking like, okay, well, he's good. And mind y'all this, I had to work at around the same time, so I wasn't just freely to just go as I please, just back and forth up there. So I had to wait till I was actually off to even go up there to the hospital. I mean, to the rehabilitation center to see him. So this was like, he was up there from like February the 22nd, no, 25th or so, all the way to March the 7th. And in between that time, everything was okay. But then as we and my family was going back and forth up there, like we noticed like they had started changing stuff. Like they had started changing like his eating ways, talking about he had a problem with his throat, saying that his the bone in his throat or whatever was so soft or whatever, to the point that like he can aspirate basically. So what they did was they changed like his way of eating. So everything was basically like liquid, kind of. Not liquid, like he could still eat regular foods, but it couldn't be like hard meats and stuff like that. Like they have that chopped up for him, and you know what I'm saying, like mushed up or whatever. And then y'all, that's the next door neighbor. He outside laughing, so he might be a little bit loud, but he's a nice old man. But anyway, and then they had him on something. It was like a thickening or something where they thicken his drinks, so then they can make sure that it goes down his throat. Because like I said, everything can't be liquefied to the point of being so thin, because they said that it was a possibility that he can aspirate. And I was like, okay, well, he just came from the hospital before he came over here, and then he went to another hospital before that because he wasn't feeling good around that time. But I was like, okay, well, they never said anything about his throat and all this and this and that and stuff. Well, it was like, well, a throat specialist or whatever had checked him out and stuff, and they seen that the bone in his throat was actually so sensitive, and it was basically like dying down, you know, which makes sense. I mean, for an older person, so I could honestly get it. But he never had a problem when he was at home eating. He ate any damn thing he wanted. I'm talking about steak, pork chops, ribs, you know what I'm saying, any damn thing, chicken, you know what I'm saying. My daddy did. Girl, what? No. Okay. So then I was kind of pissed, because the thing about it is they sitting up here giving him this thick ass freaking drink, right? And everything is thickened, right? Water is thick. Juice is thick. Anything, you know? At first he was drinking soda when he was there. But then they switched it around and had thickened his shit up. And I'm like, what the fuck? What happened that fast to the point where y'all gotta thicken his shit up? You know what I'm saying? So I was pissed. So I went off on him a couple times. And then, y'all, March 7th. I'll never forget that day. We was making plans for him to come home and all this and this and that, right? So they called me from there saying that my daddy wasn't looking good and all this and this and that and stuff. My mom and them had went up there. My mom and my brother had went up there because they had to sign some papers and stuff, because when he came home and stuff, he had to have the nursing care. So then, you know, everybody know how to provide for him. But my mama, she's a nurse care person already. You know, she done did that many years of her life. Okay, so that wasn't a problem. So, but they called me and I was at work. And it was like, well, he's not looking too good. So, you know what? I told my boss I gotta go. I got off. I rushed up there, see what was going on. Y'all, when I got there, they was just bringing my daddy back or taking him to do physical therapy. And y'all, when I say that a person was so weak, he was so weak, y'all. He was so slumped over in that wheelchair. I will never forget that. I will never get out of my head. He was so weak. Okay? And they trying to take him to do some physical therapy. Like, why would you do a person like that? Like, how much stronger is this person gonna get? He 89 years old, you know. So what I did was I got pissed off. I started cursing people out. I was like, put him back in the bed. He about to get transferred back to the hospital. No, I'm not to do this. Okay, you're not to sit up here and play with my daddy's life. Okay, you're not to do this shit. Well, not while I'm here. No. So they put him back in the bed, y'all. And then they want to call the head nurse, some black lady, like she gonna do something. So I asked her, what was she coming in there for? You know, so I guess they felt like they had to call a black person in there because we was black people to try to talk to us. No, ain't nobody to check me, period. Okay? So what I did was I told her that we should transfer him. She gonna sit up here with a smart ass comment and ask me, who am I? I said, first of all, I'm his daughter. Who the fuck is you? So she gonna sit up here and tell me she's the head nurse or whatever. Okay. Do you own this place? Are you running shit here? No, you not. So don't come in here trying to ask people who the hell they is, trying to check people and calm down the situation. No, this shit is heated right now. Okay? And we about to transfer him right now, today. Okay? That's what we about to do. So she gonna sit up here and have the nerves enough to tell me that I didn't have any authority for her to talk to me. So she wanted to talk to my mama. Okay, man, first of all, they not married. I'm his daughter. I'm guardian over him, okay? I make all the decisions, okay? I've been doing this shit since he been down here with me. So don't try to come in here and tell me what I can and what I cannot do. Okay, so right there, I'm gonna stop you in your tracks and I'm gonna correct your ass. Okay, and I see that she did not want to talk to me no more because I shut her ass down. So what she did was she scooted that way and she started talking to my mama, you know. And my brother, he tried to calm me down, but the only person that could calm me down was my sister. I called her on the phone and I was so damn pissed off. She was the only one who was able to calm me down. You know what I'm saying? She was able to actually get me about that mode I was in. Because, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was seeing number red. Okay? I damn near had fire coming out my nose and my mouth. Okay? Because I was pissed. But she calmed me down. You know, she live in Arizona. She was able to calm me down and get me back on track. You know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, keep it together so then we can go ahead and get him where he need to be and go forward from this. Y'all, when the ambulance got there, the transfer ambulance got there, they wondering like, okay, what's going on and such and such. I said, basically, you can look at him and tell. So the ambulance lady, she evaluated him. Y'all, he was so confused. He was so dazed. Okay? He was dazed. He was dehydrated, y'all. How is he dehydrated and he in a rehabilitation center? Like, what the fuck? Like, how does that even happen? First of all, y'all thickening up his shit too fucking much to the point where he still ain't getting his fucking hydration, okay? That's what you're doing, okay? So, the ambulance lady, she evaluated him. And she was so pissed, y'all. She was so pissed. I seen it in her eyes. And she was like, how long he been here? I'm like, man, he only been here for damn near 5 to 7 days. And then she looked, she was like, what? And I said, look, y'all, he done lost so much weight since he been here. Y'all, when my daddy got out of that place, my daddy was 100 and, what was it, 42? 32, 142, 32, something like that. You know what I mean? He had never, ever been that small in his life. Okay? Never. I was bigger than my daddy was, y'all. And he a man. Pushing 6'2". That shit killed me that day. It really killed me. Okay? It just pulled my heart up out my chest and just threw it on the floor and just like somebody just literally squashed it. Okay? That's what it did. So, y'all, I did not fuck with them people no more. Okay? I got over there. We transferred my daddy to the hospital. We got over there to the hospital. The ambulance lady came into the emergency room to pull me to the side, and she was telling me, she was like, how long? She was like, ma'am, I just wanted to let you know, like, his sugar was low. His sugar was at 30, y'all. 30. They was physically and literally about to kill my daddy in there. Okay? He never had a problem with his sugar at all. Okay? Prior to this. So, y'all, this is where everything went downhill. From that point, he was never ever able to get his sugar back on track. It was like a fighting battle. So we was fighting with getting his sugar to the point of being leveled and getting to a point where it was livable. Okay? When your sugar is dropping to 30 and below, damn near, and all this type of stuff, y'all, it's not good. It's not good whatsoever. And it didn't matter if he was taking sugar pills. They had sugar water that they had going through the IV. They had food that he was getting tubed in from the hospital, from his nose to his stomach. Y'all, they had the whole ends work. But his sugar, it will go up, then it'll go down. It wasn't staying steady. Okay? But, man, it was a hard road. It was a very hard road. So we fought while he was back at St. Rose Hospital again. So he's back there, right? Because we transferred him. So we fought through that time, y'all. And I swear to God, I put up the hardest fight of my life. With people coming here telling you, doctors coming here telling you, okay, well, it's not looking good. We're going to have to actually do some kind of surgery on him to put a feeding tube in his stomach so he could be able to eat. And I'm like, what? How did it get to this? Like, what? He was fine. You know? Oh my God, y'all. He was fine. That's why all the time you can't take yourself and your family members to the hospital, because you know what? The hospital is out for themselves. Period. Point blank. Okay? That's just what it is. Sometimes you got to doctor on your damn self and try to heal your own stuff at home. Okay? Because these other people, these professionals and shit, half the time they don't even know what the fuck they doing. Okay? They looking on the internet trying to figure out what's this and what's that and stuff and trying to get the best treatment for you. And they don't even know shit. That's why they going out to other people, other doctors and stuff, and getting advice. Okay? And I might sound mad right now, because I am. I'm really mad and I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Because I put a lot of blame on myself. And I've been doing this since last year. I put a lot of blame on myself. Because if it wasn't for me calling 911 that day, he would be at home. I would have worked this out. You know, and like I say, you might not know what God had in store for the next situation or the person or whatever. You know, he might have felt like it was his time. But I don't feel that way. And I'm not saying I'm going against God, but I'm going against what I believe. Okay? I told y'all that my beliefs is very, very high. And I'm going to continue to be that way. Okay? Ain't shit going to change with that. So, but when doctors is coming in the room telling you that it's not looking good and telling you about the tube and stuff. Now, y'all, mind y'all this. He's 89 years old, okay? He cannot have surgery like that. He had a pacemaker, okay? He's old, okay? His body wouldn't hold up to a surgery like that. No. So we had to decline that. When your heart is only functioning at 25%, you don't want to put that extra stress on that person. That's too much. Because I'm going to tell y'all this. He ain't going to give them no consent for himself, because he won't do that, period, without me. He's not going to do that. He don't want nobody else talking to these doctors and giving advice and giving approval but me. That's just how he was. You know what I'm saying? I'm his baby girl. I'm the youngest. And I basically just took care of him. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. Now, y'all, it had got to the point where they was struggling with his sugar, and it just wasn't looking good. And then they was talking about hospice and all this stuff, and I had heard of hospice before, you know what I mean? But I was like, it can't be to this point. And it literally was, y'all. So they were saying that, I was like, okay, well, let me take him home and I can get him better myself. We can work with him and stuff. All my family was in for it. We was all going to pitch in and make sure that we kept his sugar up and do all this and do all that. But they were saying that the rate that his sugar was dropping, he wasn't going to make it. So our back was against the wall. So he had to stay. But I'm going to tell y'all this, though. I did not go with that hospice stuff. So what they did was they transferred him to another facility, which was like a nursing care, but it was a good facility, okay? And he fought the battle, y'all. I'm telling y'all, he fought the battle. He transferred over there. His sugar started going up. We was going to go get candy, cotton candy. We was bringing cookies and pies and everything that he liked to eat, right? Drinks and everything, right? They were still doing the thickening and all that stuff over there because they, the throat issue, okay? But we was getting everything. Y'all, I swear to God, y'all, we was making the sugar go up. It was staying level. It was staying perfect, good. So we was seeing good things. He was laughing, joking and stuff. He wanted to see the whole family up there, at the hospital with him and stuff. So my bunch here, we all went up there, my husband, his mother, you know what I'm saying, his two brothers, and his girlfriend, the kids, my mom, everybody went up there and we sat in the room with him, y'all, that day. He enjoyed that day, I swear to God, to the max. He laughed, joked, everything. And to me, y'all, he was preparing himself, even though that I can say that now, he was preparing himself to go. And I didn't see that at that time because I was still thinking, okay, well, he's getting better. He's going to be okay. He's going to come home soon. So that's what we was looking at, okay? He was preparing himself. He was preparing himself, y'all. He was preparing himself for God. So he wanted to be around everybody his last days and stuff. And y'all, he was doing perfect there. Them nurses and them doctors there was excellent. Okay, they was good. And he used to watch his wrestling and stuff. And better not nobody come in that room and try to talk to him and do nothing to him while he watching his wrestling. Because he'll tell you in a minute that he is. So they had to put him in like a slight coma. And that was only because of that tube was so uncomfortable in his throat. And to anybody, it would be uncomfortable for a thick ass tube to be down your throat to help you breathe. And that shit hurt. Okay, so I understood it. So they gave him the medicine to put him under and all that type of stuff. They said he could still hear us and all that. And he could, because he'll move his hands and stuff, and he'll blink his eye and stuff when you say something to him or call his name or whatever. And he'll squeeze your hand. He'll squeeze your hand. And definitely, y'all, when them nurses or somebody was down there messing around down below, like, he'll jerk and then his eyes would be like wide open and then he'll be like with this frown on his face. I was like, yeah, he don't play that. He don't know you, okay? You ain't my mama, okay? So the only person he let down there is her, okay? But yeah, he wasn't playing them games. But y'all, I thought it was getting better, but it ended up starting getting worse. Then his temperature, y'all. His temperature was to the point where it was staying up. So he was too cold. Okay. So they had to cut the air off up in that room that he was in, bring heating blankets, put blankets on him and all that, so to try to get his temperature down. And y'all mind this, the only reason why that is happening is because the body is in a slight coma and is unable to release that heat that it needs to be releasing. You know what I mean? So they was doing that. My mama, she was there with him and stuff. And then my brother, he was back and forth at the hospital and stuff too and stuff, and I really commend him because he did a wonderful job while he was up there with him and stuff, staying with him. And he hate hospitals, y'all. He do not do them. He can't stand them. I don't blame him. I'm the same way. But you know what I'm saying, he did that for my daddy. And so y'all, they was trying to keep his temperature down, and it was going okay. It was doing good for a minute. But then after that, started going down again. Okay? Everything started going bad. Then it came to the point where, sorry y'all, that was somebody riding around. Then it came to a point where he had like blood coming up out of him. Okay? He was coughing up blood. Y'all, he's still in a slight coma on top of this. And the only reason why I say blood, because it was coming out of his mouth, and when my mama was cleaning it, it was pink and red and such and such. And they still had the feeding tube in them, so it was mixed together with the food and the blood and all that stuff. So you could understand what type of color it was. It was just a wacky color. You know what I'm saying? It looked like, almost like puke, like pink puke. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling the nurse, I was like, something ain't right. Come in here and check this. And she was like, no, that's just the food and stuff that's coming up or whatever. He's coughing it up. I was like, no, he can't be coughing that up. That's blood. So, no, y'all. It only got worse from there. My mama called me one day. She was still there. She said that they was transferring him back to the hospital. They transferred him back to St. Rose. So he went back over there, and he already had the pneumonia, y'all. And he had the pneumonia because he got aspirated, from what they said, basically. And he had that, plus he had what else did he have? Shoot. Yeah, his kidneys started failing, y'all. Kidneys started failing because, like I said, he was in a slight coma, and body was unable to, fight and do what it needs to do. You know what I'm saying? If your body is laying there and is just basically just physically just like asleep, and you're not moving or doing anything, and you know what I'm saying, you can't do your normal drinking and eating and all this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10 stuff is not going to be getting back to normal. Okay, so came to the point where they transferred him back to Saints Row. Y'all, he had a bleed somewhere down in his stomach. They couldn't basically get to it and find it because they had to do another surgery. I mean, not even a surgery. They had to do some kind of procedure that they stick something down the throat and see exactly where, the bleed was at. But they couldn't do that because his blood was so low. He was losing so much blood. So they couldn't do that. Okay. The doctor wanted to do it so bad, but it was a possibility that my daddy would have bled on the table and he wouldn't have made it out of there. So he didn't want to chance it, So they didn't do that. So they was basically just trying to stop the bleed and stuff with giving him Playtex, or if I'm saying that right, y'all, giving him blood and all this other stuff that was supposed to actually try to heal that area that's bleeding in the inside. Okay. But it was working for a little bit, but then it was back. He was like off and on. So he was still bleeding and all that type of stuff. And it had got to the point, y'all, where I knew this already. I knew he was leaving, but I didn't want to accept it. Okay. I used to go down to that chapel every time I was there, and I used to pray. I put prayers in that book, that guest book, to God. I used to pray every time I was there. I prayed at home. I prayed in the car. I prayed everywhere. Yeah, I prayed so much. You know what I'm saying? That you cannot pray that much and not have some kind of healing or some kind of faith or some kind of something that's going to come out of it. Okay, that's what I believe. And you know what God did, the number on that, because the thing about it is he made him last all these days and these couple months and stuff with everything that he had going on. God did that. Okay, he did. And I cherish that moment. I swear to God I do. Okay, I'm not going to sound selfish because they say that you can't be selfish because that person is out of pain, and I thank God for that. Okay, so y'all, when that nurse had said that she didn't see no reflex in his eyes, I knew it was over then, but I didn't want to believe it. His body is still physically here with me. It's laying here, but his soul is eventually is leaving his body. So it's just like a dead shell there. You know what I'm saying? He's not here no more. He's physically halfway there, but he's not there. You feel me? So, y'all, while he was at the hospital, y'all, I stayed there that one night with him. And I made sure I talked to him. I hugged him. I kissed him on his forehead. I was putting towels on him. Y'all, that's what it was. He was fighting a fever. His body was hot. He had a fever. Like, his fever was like 102, 103. They was trying to keep it down. And the doctor was saying, like, okay, his body will fight it off because that's what the body do. Okay. But I was like, damn, his body is, you know what I'm saying? He like in a slight coma right now. So how is it going to fight this off? So what I did was, along with the nurses, we made sure we put cold towels on his head. They put ice packs around his body and on his legs and all that type of stuff behind his back. Try to keep the temperature down, right? So y'all, we was doing that all that night. They moved him to another room. I say like early that morning, like around 2 o'clock in the morning, they moved him to another room. It was a 24-hour room, so they had the camera up there and the nurse was sitting right there at the desk so they can watch him 24 hours. Okay. So he was doing a little bit okay. I was still talking to him and stuff. The nurses was coming in and out doing their thing and stuff. And then dialysis people had came in like around 10:30, I believe. And they was doing the dialysis and stuff, right? I asked them how long that was going to last. They said it's going to last at least about 2-3 hours. So, yeah, I had been there at the hospital. I went to go home, take a shower, get something to eat, and then I was going to come right back to the hospital. I had left the hospital, came home, got in the shower, was able to eat something, lay down for a little bit in my bed. And after that, y'all, I was getting ready to leave back out to go to the hospital. As I was leaving out to be ready to go to the hospital, getting my bag and getting it packed and all that stuff, the nurse called and asked to talk to me. When she called on that phone and she talked to me, y'all, she told me that my daddy's heart stopped. His heart stopped. He wasn't breathing. As soon as she said that, I was out the door. I was yelling. I was running through the house, calling my mama, my brother. I said, we got to go. We got to go. We got to go. It's my daddy. We got to go. I jumped in the car, y'all. I swear to God, I pushed like 80 to 90 to the hospital. I didn't care. I needed to get there. When I got there, y'all, I told them, jump out the car so I could hurry to park the car. Jump out the car and run up there. Just go. So I parked. They ran. By the time I got the car, go up, get on the elevator, get to the room, my brother was standing outside the hospital room. He was crying. My mom was inside. She was crying. My daddy was laying in the bed with my purple blanket laying over his body. And he was gone, y'all. He was gone. Nurse said they tried to do any and everything that they could to get his heart back up. But his heart just stopped. It gave out. They said they did resuscitation, CPR. They even might have broke his ribs in the process of doing it, but they tried to bring him back. but they couldn't. He was gone. And honestly, I think the reason why he left was because I left the hospital. I told him don't leave, and he left as I left. So I think that's the only reason why he left. He was able to leave while I wasn't there. Because if I continued to be there, he would have stayed. And he would have suffered. So, oh, y'all, I swear to God, y'all bringing out the best of me today. But you know what? I needed to get it out anyway because it was just sitting here. I've been holding it in since yesterday. I knew it had to come out. But I just wanted to let y'all in on everything that transpired that day and how these days been continuing on. It has been a struggle. It has not been easy. It's been a year and a day now, but I don't see it getting no easier. I don't see time healing. I don't see none of that. But we're going to continue to strive. We're going to continue to try to do what we need to do. Get past this. I done dealt with depression. I done dealt with gaining about 40 pounds within 3-4 months. I done dealt with a lot. And I'll continue to deal. But you know what? As long as I got my daddy and God with me, I'm going to be okay. Okay? I got family support. That's all I need. I got my husband. Okay? He's my pride and joy. And he going to continue to help me get through this. And y'all, that's going to be the end of this video. Sorry for all of the madness and all that good stuff. But I'm going to be back again with nothing but good spirits. You know what I'm saying? And good content, good video. All that stuff. But until then, the girl is out.